I think we have got a lot of messages from the Fed policymakers, and I think what they are trying to say, if nothing unexpected happened over the next couple of months, then we're going to hike. So they're clearly, very, very clearly preparing the markets for a hike, and that's the reasons why I think one should, for example, expect a stronger dollar here over the next couple of months.
And so do you hang in on the dollar trade, or are we going to see some volatility around this depending on the data points?
I think for the next 1 to 2 months, I think one should be biased for a stronger dollar because we'll see these relative interest rate expectations moving in favor of the dollar. We also have to remember that positioning is now much more clean because a lot of people were dollar bullish at the beginning of the year and they got it wrong, and therefore the positioning is clean now. So there's room for the dollar to strengthen here. Clearly, as you said, we will see volatility. I think there's a risk of financial market volatility more generally over the next 1 to 2 months.
Thomas, you started out with a caveat, unless something unexpected happens. If you look at market pricing, a large portion of investors are still not on board this June-July rate hike prospect. What is the unexpected that could happen?
I think the unexpected is that I think it's more about how they're going to proceed after that, because I think the market is increasingly seeing that they're going to hike pretty soon. But the key thing is here, are they going to hike and then wait a half a year again, as we saw last time? Or are they going to hike more faster? I'm still in the camp that they're going to hike and then they're going to be moving very carefully after that. But I think the risk of financial market volatility, exactly as we saw in December last year, January this year, is clearly there, because there's no doubt that Fed rate expectations were part of that equation driving higher financial market volatility.
In her commentary on Friday, Janet Yellen spoke about the potential for the rate hike and what this would require, which was economic growth picking up and the labour market continuing to improve. We've got a jobs report coming out on Friday, which will be closely watched. Do you think we're still going to get a decent pace of expansion in the job market?
I think we're going to get a decent pace of expansion, yes. And I also think the bar for them to say that is enough is not that high. Let's say we get a 160 number as we did last month. That may be enough, because that still means that labour market is tightening. I think we need to see a substantial downward revision for them to say, wait a moment, we are getting more nervous again about the labour market. So the bar is not that high. That's also exactly what Dudley said last week in that interview, that given that the growth was so weak in the first quarter, the bar for actually moving forward and actually have better growth is not that high.